Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random GMO run, where we take two random character classes, mash them together using the Genetically Modified Overkill mod to combine their stats, see what horrible monstrosity results, and then see if we can beat Danger 5 with it. I'm gonna just jump right in and random my two character classes. Let's see what we get. We've got the Ghost and the Ghost. Okay, we are the ghostest with the mostest. We are going to have to see how this works. So we can have 90% dodge cap. We get plus 20 base damage on the ethereal weapons, I think. Yes, it looks like that's the case. And end up with minus 200 armor. So I believe we'll be taking like triple damage from all enemies. We'll just have to see how this works out. I have never gotten two of the same class before, so we're just going to try this again. I'm going to random my my ethereal weapon here and just kind of see what happens. With plus 30 base damage, we can see we should be one-shotting things for a long time, or plus 20 base damage, we should be one-shotting things for a long time. I did dodge there, but I'm a little worried that we're just going to get one shot and die. Yeah, so we take 2 damage from these guys. Normally, the level 1 enemies do 1 damage. We've gotten 1% damage so far. I think I do want to grab some early harvesting. We do start with 60% dodge, which is kind of nuts. Yeah, I do think I want to grab some early harvesting here. I will take the Ghost Axe, lock a coffee, and then roll. We can buy a weird ghost to be even ghostier, but we have no way of healing, so I'm not going to do that yet. So basically we've got plus 20 damage with ethereal weapons, 60% dodge, which can go up to 90. So actually, as soon as we fill out our ethereal weapon set, we'll be dodge capped, and then minus 200 armor, which means... Okay, so the armor scales on a curve, so we're only taking 93% more damage, not triple damage. Still, that's a lot more damage, so we're going to have to be careful. I don't think this is going to be that hard a run, but it is going to be a weird and fun one, so I'm excited by that. I will buy this Ghost Axe and then combine them to get a level 2 Ghost Axe, try to get a few more stats, and we'll buy the Flint as well. It's often right to combine your first 2 ethereal weapons because you can squeeze out a couple more stat points from it, since you won't then be splitting the kills over lots of weapons, and you need fewer kills to get the stats. So there you go, we got two damage points out of that, without losing much clear speed, so I think that was worth it. I don't need to buy dodge because we're going to get that for free. I guess I'll take melee damage, because we will need some of that. Although I will also probably buy scepters as well, just to increase my max HP. I think we're just going to do a mix of the weapon types. We have so much base damage on these, we don't really need to buy... I guess I didn't really need to buy the melee damage, but we don't really need to buy melee or range damage, because the base damage is already plus 20 on these, which would be plenty for base damage. So we're just going to buy... And we'll scale attack speed, we'll scale damage with the weapons themselves. So we'll just kind of see what other stats we need. We'll buy some crit chance if we get it. Not going to get any HP on this wave, or any other stats on this wave probably, because my weapons are stealing kills from one another. Taking double damage is definitely a downside on this character, but Ghost's penalties don't really stack that well together, so basically we're just playing a Ghost that starts with more stats. I feel like this character is quite powerful. Obviously, Ghost you can still randomly die on, but this is just going to be a fun one. We'll find ways to make it more exciting as we go, though, I'm sure. I'm going to reroll here and take some harvesting, just try to get that going more. Obviously, we're not buying armor or dodge, so I'm going to reroll here and just get more harvesting. Buy this Ghost Axe and the Scar, and then we'll keep the coffee. Yes, we'll be scaling attack speed off of the Flint, but I think it's still worth buying coffee here, and then we will buy 2 more Ghost weapons. Maybe we can find a Scythe, that would be fun. Almost hit 90% dodge already this early. This would be a good character to go endless with, because you get your 90% dodge right away. Let's break this tree. There we go. Got 2 level ups, and then... So, percent damage and attack speed I'm going to be building with my weapons, but I should still just buy some attack speed, I think. I could buy some regeneration, but I think having more attack speed is going to be good. 15 luck I'll definitely take. We will continue to upgrade our weapons. I'm going to go with just the 1 scepter to try to get a few points of HP from it, and then we'll build more axes. Buy the coffee. Get my free reroll. Ugly Tooth could be okay for this character, because we will need to stay alive against the elites. So I think I will just buy it here. We'll lock the axe and the bowler hat. And then I've got 2 things locked, so I'm not going to reroll. The double character classes are a fun thing. I knew that you could get 2 of the same class, but I've only been doing these as random runs mostly. You can see there, even through 90% dodge, you can still take damage and die, and we do take a lot of damage when we get hit, so I do have to be careful. Try to kill that loot alien. And I do need some HP. Can we target that? Yeah, target that thing down right at the end there. Take the baby gecko, because we are actually leaving a lot of materials on the ground. And I'll take some move speed, because our move speed is poor. Cute monkey is a way to heal. It would cost me range damage, but it's a reasonable way to heal. I think I'd rather just build the bowler hat first. My harvesting is now quite good. Garden is another decent way to have some healing ready. I think I'm going to reroll again, though. Just trying to find higher level weapons. Let's get a second scepter and then level up my axes. I would still buy piercing damage, even though we've only got a couple scepters. We're so far getting melee damage, not much attack speed yet, which is part of why I wanted to buy attack speed. Typically, when you have a mix of flints and axes, the axes will tend to kill more than the flints will, because the axes have just a better attack animation. But in general, so you still want to buy attack speed on this character, even though you're technically scaling it. Buy some max HP there. HP works really well with 90% dodge, obviously, because the more HP we have, the better our dodge, the higher a total our dodge is multiplying. We're going to pick up more attack speed, and then here, I think I will go to 2 level 3 axes. We'll go to a level 3 scepter. We'll level up to a level 2 axe. Reroll here. I've got this level 1 axe, so I could combine something to level 4 and get a level 1 axe. I think that's worth doing. A level 4 axe is going to give us a lot of additional stats. Injection gives me percent damage, which is a nice bonus, even though we're building it ourselves. Plant I will buy, I think, because I think I'd rather have regen than lifesteal on this build. And then Peaceful Bee cost me some base damage on both weapon types. We don't use the dodge at all, and the harvesting is a little late for 4 harvesting, so we're going to pass on that. The question is, do I want injection? I think I'm just going to pass on the injection as well. We're building percent damage already. Not that we won't buy percent damage, but I really want to increase my HP so that we're at the point where just 2 failed dodges in a row don't kill us. Because that's the thing about playing Ghost. When enemies do so much damage, even with this like slightly improved version of Ghost, we're taking double damage from every enemy. So we can still die very easily if we just get unlucky on a couple dodges in a row. On this wave, you're supposed to kill the eggs when you're going for an ethereal build so that you're not wasting attacks on the slashers. Although our attack damage is so high on this version of the character that we could maybe have let those hatch. Let's go for more attack speed, and then I'll take the regen. If we get up to about 20 regen, I'll feel pretty happy about our regeneration. Although I am about to decrease it because luck is still really good. Buy the plant. I'm going to buy Sharp Bullet. This will help our Ghost Scepters get more HP for us, and then we will level up a Scepter or an Axe as well. And we have 2 free rerolls. We definitely want move speed. I want the crit chance as well, so I'm going to lock the sunglasses and then roll, and that's good enough. Ghost is a top-tier Endless Mode class because 90% dodge is obviously really good, and you end up getting one-shot by everything on Endless Mode anyways. So Ghost just gives you a lot of ways to avoid getting one-shot and to protect your tardigrades, because the late game of Endless Mode is just about stacking up as many tardigrades as possible so that you don't get one-shot by enemies if you take a hit, and then Ghost gives you a 90% chance not to lose a tardigrade every time you take a hit. So it's one of the best Endless Mode classes for that reason. And of course, you've been stacking stats anyways because you're playing Ghost. But typically on Endless Mode, the strategy is to stack stats with flints as much as possible until you have about 2,000% attack speed for the like really late game Endless Mode runs. Plus melee minus ranged would be okay, but I think I'm going to recycle it. I think I'd actually rather have my scepters do better. I'll take the move speed here because we need more of that. And then I'm going to take the black belt. Yes, it cost me luck, but we're about to go into wave 9. Some more level ups will be really nice, so we'll take that. We will take the sunglasses and keep the wings locked because I want to increase my clear speed going into wave 9. Then I'm going to reroll. I almost bought the helmet basically on principle there, but obviously we don't want that. I'll buy the Ghost Axe to increase our stat gain. I'm going to buy the blindfold as well because we want crit chance, and even though we already have 90% dodge, so we're at cap, going a little over cap isn't bad because it'll let me buy stuff that decreases our dodge without costing me any actual stats. Also, if, as I hope to, we find Retromation's hoodie, dodge over cap still gives you attack speed with the hoodie. Not something that you should build around because it's a level 4 item, so you're not likely to find it in a given run, but it's a consideration. 2 dodges in a row there, definitely taking a few more potential hits than I'd like to. Obviously, we're likely to dodge, but, you know, every time you see the dodge icon pop up, it means that you have messed up because you've put yourself in danger of dying. I say, and then immediately mess up twice in a row, but that's how it is. Getting lots of stats here, which is the whole point of Wave 9. Plus 625 materials, which is nice. So here I can reduce my dodge for the harvesting if I want to, and I think I will, because we're about to increase our dodge again. Then I'll take the 3 range damage here, because just increasing the damage that my scepters are doing, even though we already have effectively 20 range damage, a little more will never hurt. And then, yeah, let's go up to 18% speed. That'll make the bosses much easier. I would have really liked to find more flints, but unfortunately we have not. Definitely need to buy this blindfold to make sure we're still at 90%. Buy the move speed. 28% move speed is much nicer going into the boss waves. I'm going to not buy the axe. I'll just reroll here. Level up a flint, finally. More crit chance? Yes, please. That's a good way to increase our damage. It's the only damage stat we don't naturally scale to. And I'll buy a little more HP. A little more HP. Reduce enemy movement speed. That'll help a little in the elite wave, so that's good. And then I will still buy 1 flat damage with the lens here. One nice thing about Ghost is that even though you do need to buy some flat damage, you get 10 for free which lets you build this hybrid ranged and melee style more easily, and all three of these stats are nice to scale. So you can build these hybrid ghosts in a way that other classes, other than like the generalist, can't get away with, because you start with 10 of each damage. Mostly you start with 10 range damage, and you can then build melee damage on this version of the build. And I'm talking there about the actual ghost class, not this weird double ghost version, which gets even better, of course, because you start with 20 of every damage type. Took a hit there, but we're not in danger of dying. My HP is really good, and HP, armor, and dodge act as a multiplier to your HP, so your effective HP is multiplied. Basically, we only take 1 in 10 hits, so our effective HP is increased by 1,000% on when we have 90% dodge. So we have, on average, we need to take about 700 incoming damage before we actually die. Of course, that's an average, and spikes in variant can kill us here. I'm going to recycle the turret. It's not going to help us and might steal kills from our stat items. We'll take the coffee, though. And then here, let's go with some regen so that I can heal a little faster. Or actually, I'm going to take the damage here because I do want more healing, but I really just want to kill the elite quickly. That's one of the ways that we could die, is running into the elite and not being able to kill it quickly enough. I'm not taking Baby with a Beard. That will just steal kills from our stat items. We'll take the Ghost Scepter, though. And yeah, I'm gonna just combine and buy another Ghost Flint. Just keep leveling up my stat items. And then I could buy Whetstone. That's another way to heal. I have decreased my lifesteal, but 3% lifesteal will give me a few extra HP. I think that's worth doing, just going into the Elite Wave so we don't just randomly die. Nothing here that we want. Let's go fight the Wave 11 Elite. Just try to hit it with my melee weapons as much as possible. Of course, we won't be getting many stats this wave, because the Elite's going to absorb all of our damage. This guy tries to maintain a spacing from you, so you can kind of bully it into a corner. There we go. Long-ranged enough weapon builds can also hit that guy even when he's at the spacing that it tries to maintain from you. Getting that dodge. I think our attack speed is fast enough that I actually misidentified whether we should be lifesteal or regen. I think this is a lifesteal build more than it is a regen build. Crit chance and range at the cost of max HP. Obviously, reducing our armor doesn't matter. It's funny, we've reduced our armor by 7, it's still at just 93% more damage, because the curve, I guess, approaches 100% infinitely. We are going to definitely take 15% crit chance, though. And then here, yeah, I'll just take more attack speed. I'm just buying attack speed. I think that's totally fine. I don't really need 2 range damage. I think the move speed will help more. It's a level 4 upgrade. I bought the sharp bullet, so let's buy the pumpkin. Currently, I've only got 1 weapon that benefits from piercing, but I think it's still worth doing that. I can't combine anything for this scepter, so we won't be able to buy it, which is a downside of this mixed weapon set that we've got going on. Upgrade this flint now, and then medical turret's another good way to heal if I wanted that, but I think between our regen and lifesteal, we've got enough for now. Again, we can't buy both of these flints, so I will just go to a level 3 and a level 2 flint. I could sell an item for the level 1 flint, but that doesn't seem worth it to me. I'll just buy another coffee, and I will again lock and buy a blindfold. Going up to 95% dodge is fine here. And our crit chance is actually getting really good. It's one of the better ways to scale our damage currently, because we're scaling all our other stats just with the ethereal weapons. I think sticking at 1, now that we have 91 HP, sticking at 1 scepter is kind of the way to go. It can continue to give me max HP without eating a lot of my attacks, and Scepter's very bad at actually clearing the wave. So just making the rest of my weapons, the melee weapons that are good at clearing the wave, I think is probably the way to go. Leave one scepter in the mix to continue to give me random bits of HP as we level up. And if it just gives me 1 or 2 HP per wave, then that's more than paid for itself. Tank to hit there, which did 40 damage to me. So you can see that really does not take much for us to die if I mess up and run into enemies, miss a couple dodges. I'm going to buy the blindfold, obviously not the gambling token because we're already well over dodge cap, and then roll. Bag will still pay for itself because it's bag, it's just that good. Roll again. Spicy sauce, it will steal stats from my weapon, so I don't want that. We can't buy the ghost axe. I've really had to pass on a lot of level 1 items because of how our weapon set has come out. Let's buy more luck there. I'm not going to buy another blindfold, I don't think, because we have 42% crit chance. So that's enough crit chance already. Only 55% damage, so I think I will buy bait. This gives me damage and also more enemies to farm for stats. Haven't found a gentle alien or anything like that, which would be really nice. Gentle alien or mouse, of course, are really good on ethereal weapon builds, because the more enemies there are on the field, the more stats you get from them. The ethereal weapons are so satisfying to use. I wish they were just a little stronger, but I feel like people would only use them if they were better, because it would only use these weapons. Because obviously everyone loves infinite scaling, more than they should probably strategically. And I think part of what makes them so satisfying is that they're a bad weapon set. To regen for -2 speed, I don't think so. I'm gonna roll here. I'll just take 7 crit chance. I just want to increase my damage right now. We will take the HP and damage, more damage, a little more speed. I don't know if we need 40% speed going into this fight. Definitely taking community support. That's a great item for us, and more crit chance even still. There's our gentle alien. Yeah, I'll take the lens. Even though we only have the 1 ghost scepter, it's still helpful for us. And we couldn't afford anything else. And let's see how quickly we can kill this elite. Hopefully fast. Alright, it's a summoner. So one consideration, I need to kill the bait aliens. I did forget we were going into an elite wave when I bought that bait. Completely forgot that. One consideration when you've got ethereal weapons against this elite is you can leave it alive to gain extra, to farm extra stats. I don't think that's usually right to do, but it is something that you could do. On this wave, though, wave 14, there's going to be so many enemies on the field, you will not have a problem getting extra stats. But potentially there are times when you would want to actively choose not to kill the elite, continuously farm the enemies that it summons. Those enemies are high health, though, so they're going to absorb a lot of your damage and make it harder to kill the other enemies. So maybe that would be good on wave 11, where there's not a lot of other enemies, but definitely not on wave 14, where there's plenty of stuff to kill and farm for stats. Gnome gives me... I mean, I guess it's good to take. It's not a great item for us. Losing 20 pickup range is relatively bad, but 10 melee damage is 10 melee damage. I'll still take the beanie when we get it, and then I'll take attack speed here, I think. No point in upgrading my Ghost Scepter. I think I'm happy to stick with 1. This 1 Ghost Scepter has given me 76 HP. Obviously, that's awesome. Take a drink, buy a Lucky Charm, roll. Will Recycling Machine pay for itself? Probably. I'll take that, and I will still take the Lumberjack shirt. One-shotting trees just means fewer times that we're attacking things that aren't, or fewer times that we're not killing enemies in a single shot, and if we kill enemies in a single shot, then we get more stats. That's another reason I've prioritized speed on this character so heavily, by the way, is that you want to be moving very quickly from enemy to enemy so that you can maximize your stat gain. We always basically just want to be placing ourselves in the middle of the biggest concentration of enemies to maximize our stats gained. Looks like I'm one-shotting trees anyways, so maybe I don't need to buy the lumberjack shirt, but I probably will anyways, it's cheap. Until I take my first hit, I'm happy to play very aggressively on this character and just ignore the dodge. Or ignore walking into enemies because we have such good dodge. Once I take my first hit, I'll play more cautiously. Although with 153 health, that matters less. Obviously, we don't want white flag. I don't care about jetpack, really. The move speed would be fine if we didn't already have 40%, and the dodge doesn't do anything for us, so we'll recycle that. More regen will help heal things back up if we take a little bit too much damage, so that's fine. Minus 6% dodge for some decent stats on the alloy, I don't think is worth it, because we'd go down to 89%, and every percent point of dodge when you're at this much dodge is an incredibly large increase to your effective HP, so we don't want to go below dodge cap ever. Power generator, obviously a massive boost to our damage, since we have so much move speed. Can't afford the Ghost Scepter and probably wouldn't buy it anyways. I will still continue to increase my luck and then reroll a... Oh, I guess I could have bought the Ghost Scepter. I have a combinable item here. Do I want... Let's see. So I could buy a level 2 Ghost Axe and have a 2 and a 4. I could have a 3 and a 4. I could sell out of the Flint. I think we'll just go with the 3 and the 4. Keep the level 2 Flint. I need attack speed more than percent damage right now anyways. Level 3 Scepter, so I could sell the level 2 Flint for a level 3 Scepter, but I still don't think we need to do that. I will buy another Blindfold for the crit chance, and now we're at 100 dodge, because why not? And another Gentle Alien. Missile, definitely not worth buying here. Obviously, this build is really strong, so it probably doesn't matter, but you really want to kill the buffing aliens this wave because they'll absorb... Any buffed enemies will absorb multiple attacks, and anytime things are absorbing multiple attacks, they are not giving you as many stats as you could get. So I missed one dodge, but between our decent luck and consumable healing and our regen and lifesteal, we're able to heal that back up before we take a second hit. Again, just moving to the densest concentrations of enemies to try to maximize my damage. Recycle the boiling water. I don't really need max HP. We've got 167. Let's see if we can do better than that. Anything here? Wow, really nothing. I'll take 3 crit chance, I guess. I could buy the shackles and cap our speed. It doesn't give me much that I want, but capping our speed is actually good because it lets me buy more speed for the power generator without making my speed so fast that it'll be hard to dodge. So it's actually positive when we have 40% speed to cap our speed. Because speed over 40 will still contribute to our power generator, same as dodge over 90 would still contribute to the hoodie if we had it. Here... Just going to re-roll all this mess. Metal detector, it's probably too late in the wave. Let's roll again. Upgrade a flint, that's a nice one to get. And I'll get this pumpkin as well. So you can see that bait is, if you've got good damage, it's good to buy bait on the ethereal weapon builds because it gives you higher percent damage. Anyways, it's an efficient way to buy 8% damage, but also just gives you more enemies to grab stats from. Since they spawn at the beginning, they do increase the number of enemies that you face during that wave. If they spawn nearer the end, they wouldn't because enemies would probably be... The number of enemies on the field is capped, so it would probably just despawn existing enemies. But since they all spawn at the beginning, you're nowhere near the cap to the number of enemies that can be on the field, so you just get more enemies that wave. Took one hit there, but now our max HP is so high that it doesn't matter if I take a hit or two. I'm gonna just recycle this. And I'll take this. We've got... Yeah, that'll just bring me to 96%. So here I can take 9 speed and get 9% damage without losing... Oh, okay. Well, we got another Excalibur. That sounds fun. Let's lock that. And what am I gonna... I guess I'll just combine these flints. We'll buy the pumpkin, do one reroll here. I can't afford the Excalibur yet, but that's awesome. This is the second Excalibur in, like... I can't remember if that was the last one I did or two videos ago we got Excalibur. This is doing 1,700 damage per attack. I don't think that the missile is a good purchase anyways, but let's just go to the next wave. Also, it's not like losing armor matters. Already killing things pretty fast, but the Excalibur will make everything die even faster. Enemies dying very quickly and continuing to stack stats for me. Octopus, I guess that's still worth buying. I do lose 8% crit chance, which is sad. Okay, we can get some of that back. And then percent damage. Max HP is also good because I'm about to buy Excalibur. Let's take the max HP. I think that's going to increase the Excalibur damage the most. So 2,000 damage per attack on Excalibur. We'll combine these flints. I guess the question is, do I just want to sell everything that's not Excalibur just for fun? No, because that'll decrease my dodge way too much, so that would actually put me in danger of dying. We'll just buy the Excalibur here. I'll take a little bit more regen as well. Take some more move speed for additional damage, and then a small magazine. And then let's go to the next wave. Excalibur obviously going to steal kills from my ghost weapons, but just too fun to leave behind. I mean, look how fast it attacks also. Not great range on it is the one thing. But critting for 5,000, I certainly will not turn down. Well, 57. Can we get to 6,000 damage crits before the end of the game? Probably. 58. I mean, we started this wave critting for just about flat 5,000 and are almost up to 6,000 damage criticals already. Sure, I'll take the Gummy Berserker, and then here, more percent damage, just to try to get some better critical damage on our Excalibur, get the attack speed on that thing. Let's reroll this. I'm going to reroll the tree. I just want to increase my Excalibur damage. That's the only thing I care about right now. Buying more max HP is going to be a big boost to that. And then nothing here that I want. Let's reroll. I'll take the attack speed. Reroll again. And we'll take the crit chance. And one more reroll to see if we can get anything cool. Nothing particularly. Alright, let's take our Excalibur into the final boss wave. And just for fun, let's just sell every other weapon and just let the Excalibur do its thing. We've just got the one legendary weapon, -3 armor, so our armor has really improved up to -209. And we do lose a little bit of damage there, but that's okay. And that was about 3 seconds that the bosses lasted. One of the funniest boss kills, because of course the Excalibur instantly one-shots them. Alright, well that was awesome. I really enjoyed the double ghost. Not the hardest run in the world, obviously, but sometimes it's nice to get those runs that are just relaxing and awesome. Alright, pals, hope you enjoyed this one, and of course, as always, if you have, definitely feel free to leave a comment, like the video. Both of those things help me out a ton with the algorithm, and you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.